Good morning and God bless. Eventually, one of these days, I'm going to work on a podcast because it's not important how I look um, or really about me. It's about your connection with God and current events. With that being said, be careful before you humble people. With that being said, enjoy your day. Love your life. Don't focus so much on these videos and other people's videos and trying to critique and criticize everybody and not do nothing to prosper your own life. Now, with that being said, be careful before you humble people, okay? Because a lot of y'all don't be knowing the story, but just be getting the scoop. A lot of y'all just be trying to fit in where y'all think y'all can fit in, and they don't want y'all either. So, a lot of times I've noticed, I don't know, I guess I have a lot of, I was raised up by a lot of love. So I have, a lot of love, and I was taught about God inside of me. And anyway, so no matter how hard I struggle, no matter what I go through, to some people, they see me as a threat, a light, or I shouldn't be doing this and I shouldn't be doing that, often because of what they think I went through or what they were told I went through, or the other person's side of the story. So the devil's a liar and you don't know the other side of the story, okay? So before you critique somebody, I've had people say, oh, she thinks she's on that, and I'm feeling as low as crap, you know? Oh, she thinks she's pretty, and I feel like I've been 20 times prettier. You know, this is my ugly, you know. So if you are offended by my ugly, I have nothing to do with that. But they'll take their perception, and this is narcissism again, and put it on their target, you know. So now I think I'm this, now I think I'm that, and honestly, this is how they feel about me, you know. This is how they feel I shouldn't be confident after all I went through, after they tried to embarrass me, humiliate me, make me lose everything, thought I could never get back up, even though that's a force of habit. That's not the first time I've been down, and ain't the first time I bounced back up, and I've bounced up faster, you know, but God had other lessons in it for me. But anyway, with that being said, be careful who you try to humble, because sometimes that gossiper is the one who needs to be humbled. First of all, they're taking what they said and putting it on their target. They said half of that stuff, but their target not a gossiper, you know. And then also that person, how you know that person feels like that? You're just taking somebody's, you know, feelings. How do you know that person feels? They think they're smarter than somebody, or they're prettier than somebody, or they're wiser than somebody. And also, I would check my own mental health if that even offends me. It doesn't offend me if if Beyonce walked by me right now, you know. What the hell would that offend me for? She got more stuff than me. It's time, you know, it's going to motivate me to go and get my own. Y'all need to check y'all mental state, the stuff that y'all think is offensive, or somebody bothering y'all, and some stuff y'all got to tolerate, and somebody's doing something to y'all as y'all doing it to yourselves. Y'all don't know your own worth. Y'all don't know your own God. You know, y'all just out here existing and trying to terminate other people's growth. So before you jump in a conversation and be like, or if somebody has had something bad happen to them, you know, before you jump in the conversation and say, oh no, this is a good person, or this is a good at that. To you, mother freaker, people can be good to one person and bad to the next. You don't get to decide if your best friend raped me. You don't get to decide, oh, he's a good person. If this person said something racist and said they were going to harm me, you don't get to decide, well, he's a good person because he didn't say it to you. You don't get to decide, even if it was something mediocre. But people are going through things that's way not mediocre. And just because they don't publicize it or announce it to you or beg you for your empathy or your acceptance of the truth, don't mean it is not the truth. I think that's very disrespectful for somebody, even if it's the family. You know, I don't care if it's a favorite, if it's a mom or a dad. You don't get to emphasize on if somebody hurt somebody, because you don't know the whole story. You don't know what they're withholding. You don't know the whole scenario. So before you jump in the conversation to say somebody is good or bad, and you don't know that person, because people can be that way with different people, you know, check yourself, you know, because you shouldn't be you shouldn't be offended by a person being a victim. You shouldn't be offended by a person being a victor, you know. You shouldn't be offended by other people and what they experience. That's their journey. And if they decide to share with you and you got a mentality like that, then I just feel like you are a messed up friend to have around. And they really shouldn't have been sharing nothing with you in the first place. But yeah, I've had people say little dumb, little slick marks about a present situation that only is going on for now, this year. First time you ever struggled, you always the helper, but now you the beggar, Now we got to criticize you for backing after you done helped, after you done saved lives, after you done did this and that. Nobody's publicizing that. They're just publicizing the current situation and acting like it's always been your present and it's always going to be your future. You only walked in on a snippet of my life. You only heard about a snippet of my life. And you heard about it by hating, I want to say hating ass person, a lot of these people are hating ass people. They are liars, they are deceivers, and they're not telling y'all the whole story. They're not telling y'all why we don't want to deal with them. They're not telling y'all what they did. And we ain't telling y'all because it ain't your business. So before you get mad at somebody for being offended by somebody, for not wanting to fuck with somebody, for not wanting to deal with somebody, but, just know that there's the other side to the story. There's a devil that's going to only show his part. He's going to tell you this person don't want to deal with me, this person don't like me, this person this and that. But they won't tell you what they did. Some of these people are doing the extreme. The extreme. So just check yourself before you be offended by somebody's growth, offended by somebody's story. Their story is their story. Stop trying to rewrite their history. If for some reason they're lying or they're wrong, let God fix them. Let God work on it. Stop trying to be people judging God. Stop trying to, I think that's the problem. Everybody want to be somebody's God, control, power, and all this foolishness. We don't hold that power. A lot of y'all just really want and need God. That has been it. And y'all don't know how to go about that. So y'all attack people with God in them. Y'all attack people that got that stuff y'all ain't got. That money can't buy. And I think I'm pretty much done with that. But before you even criticize and jump in on anybody's life, start living your own lives. A lot of y'all got all this input about somebody else's life and how I wouldn't have did this. You think half the things I went through, thought I would have did and I would have experienced? Like I said, I was my grandfather's princess, No harm was supposed to come to me. Nothing was supposed to be impossible and not be done. That was the mindset that I still pretty much carry, even after I experienced things. And I'm still that one. I'm still that woman. I still can make things happen. God can still make things happen. So I'm sorry that wasn't, and put it in your minds and your spirit. And you need to read and get it and put it in there and stop trying to criticize and critique how other people should tell their story, should share their story, because all of this is really just to protect those golden childs, those golden people. These people never want accountability, but they want accountability for everybody else, even for what they did to somebody else that caused them to act a certain way. They want accountability. They want you to have accountability for your reaction, for the harm and stuff that they did to you, not what they did to you. They gonna apologize. They gonna smile now. They gonna smirk now. They gonna act like it didn't happen, but then they gonna do it again, let this situation come up again, and we just supposed to be just okay. There's just some people who's just supposed to, I guess, just take it, and other people just supposed to just dish it and never be accountable for their actions. It don't work that way. It just don't. Thank God that there is a God who's God in it and has leverage over everything. Those people will reap what they sow. They will be praying to God and for forgiveness for what they've done to you, what they've done to us. So anyway, I think I'm all lost on that. But yeah, so stop trying to humble other people. You don't even know people's story. You don't know if something is a present situation, and then some present situation doesn't mean somebody can't get out of it. Like I said, I've been in and out of stuff for several times. Stuff that people thought I couldn't get back out of. Stuff I thought I couldn't get out of. But that's what it takes from having a relationship with God, okay? That's no secret. That's what it takes from having a relationship with God, whose places I can't be, hears things I can't see, but shows me the smirks, the looks, the shame, and why they can't deal with me today in front of certain people, but they could deal with me yesterday when that certain person wasn't around. It takes a lot of discernment and awareness and continuously being surrounded by stupid people, and seeing their ways. And a lot of them just want to fit in. They don't want what's happening to us happening to them. And I mean, in some ways, I don't blame them. Everybody just want to make it through, But I just feel in my heart that we all could make it through. We ain't all got to be living lavishly, but a lot of us don't even have the basics. A lot of us could have the basics. You don't have to have greed, for us to have. You can still even have greed, and people still have the basics. So anyway, I love you. I'm gonna say God bless before this ends, but be careful before you humble somebody based on somebody's story, based on somebody saying she don't deal with me or don't F with me or don't talk to me, and you don't know what that person did. Because I guarantee you about to find out. People can only pretend for so long. A lot of y'all always saying this won't happen to me and that, because y'all got all this, these friendships and this power stuff, and, that's not to make leverage, that makes you better than somebody. Y'all know that. Y'all know people in powerful places, and y'all know people don't. And then y'all be trying to act like y'all just average like the next person, and this don't happen to me because I'm so this and I'm so that. And it's just because of who you know. It's just because of who they know you know. And it's just because your influence is like, you are what they are thriving for. You are why they're embarrassing and hurting the other person. For your validation, for your acceptance, to be in your group. So, anyway, I'm done. Just be careful before you try to humble somebody and you don't know the whole story. Whether it be a man, a wife, somebody's family. I've had somebody say, even your family talk crap about you. Okay, first of all, they shouldn't. Second of all, why was you listening if you was my friend? Third of all, what the hell? Like, why am I not only knowing this when you got a problem? I don't like people like that who only can share stuff when you got a problem now. Now they attacking you. Now you see, wrong is wrong no matter who it's happening to. Right is right no matter, what. So, okay, like I said, I got to end this because this is ending. And I just think a lot of people need to humble themselves or just shut the hell up, if somebody's going through something. If you don't want to hear it, walk away, If you're not the friend that they thought they was, be a friend. I don't know, and then say that or expose that before you just sit there and disrespect them or shame them or go and ruin their reputation, because of something they said. And then sometimes you say things sometimes in pain. Some things hurt like hell. Some things hurt like hell and you don't even understand what happened and why and exactly where it's coming from because people are so fake, All you can do is assume what people say. This is what happens, usually the exes or the exes' girlfriends or the wives or their families. All you can do is assume is what normally happens or what people are saying is normal. Sometimes you don't know because people are not upfront and telling you. So I think the best way you can be a friend is be upfront and tell. Because I tell you, a lot of y'all jokers, if people knew you didn't F with them that way, they wouldn't F with you. And y'all know that. Y'all just using them as an ego trip, a power tool, somebody to control, somebody to mock somebody so you don't have to face your own life situations and failures, your own mental disabilities. Like I say, a lot of y'all clowning people ain't even in shape, ain't even cute. Clothes ain't even all that. But you think it's better than somebody else just because you a certain race or you a certain whatever. You are at a certain level at whatever, But just know that, people could talk about you too, but that's not a plus just because they not crappy individuals. Just because they're not crappy individuals. You got a mirror. Y'all know y'all ain't cute. Y'all know y'all ain't perfect. Y'all know y'all life ain't spotlessly clean. Y'all know y'all flaws. And the biggest flaw is trying to be an ism to anybody. Sexism, racism, any isms. So anyway, just check yourself before you try to humble somebody and you don't even know the whole scenario. Humble yourself. Go read a book. Go read a Bible. Go check on your own. Like, get out there and live. A lot of y'all ain't even living. Y'all using other people's lives and what they failures to define your life. Y'all like, oh, I could do her life better than she is. And God would have gave you this, He gave you. Worry about you getting your life together. Finding your purpose. And your purpose ain't in trying to drive and steer somebody else's car, somebody else's lifestyle. Taking the good things about them and switching it up with some things about you to form a person or human. Or trying to make them be your robot. Your stepping stool, your doormat. It's just a lot of crappy individuals out here. And people don't want to say that, because they want just a certain people to feel popular and it, and other people to feel not it, and often they are it. They are the blessings. That's why we're going through the things we got a lot of dumb people in power, in charge, ignorant people who don't care about nobody, and we need the rise of good people and intelligent people. And people who have the actual vision and want to see things done and not want to see things stagnant, but pretend like we were trying to make it move forward. A lot of pretending that we wanted things to move forward, but we really wanted to stay within this gap. We need people who want to move forward. Keep what's good, but move forward to what's better. All right. So anyway, I love you. God bless. And I just had that happen to me, where somebody was like, oh, they just want to, I was having a bad day. They just want to be the beggar, and they don't know how hard it takes for somebody who don't even be in that scenario often to do that, whose whole life has been given to people. And often when you see people struggling, that's because they gave everything they had to people who never say thank you, people who take their good hearts and be good to other people, and specifically the people who was also bad, who they teamed up to be bad to a good individual. These are not bad individuals. These are not stingy individuals. The stingy people are greedy. A lot of us gave our last. But, hopefully we're learning, and I definitely don't advise that. I definitely don't advise it. I don't advise you to take from your last to give to anybody. Always feed God and you and yours first. You have to be available for somebody else. You have to be available for you and yours before you can be available to anybody else. Because, like I said, they won't do it for you. They'll do it for everybody else, especially if they'll take from you and you already in need. And a lot of people are lying about what they already have. And they'll take from you, and you're trying to raise a child on your own, 2 children on your own, 4, 5 children on your own, and they still trying to figure out how to take from you and promise you stuff that they never really gonna give you. Like, I woulda, shoulda if it was a different scenario, and then if the scenario is a different scenario, then they can't. They had to do for somebody else who later on them burnt them. Later on you got to hear about how crappy that person is. But you put that person over me. We both could have been in a better scenario if we both helped each other. But you didn't want that for me. You were so selfish that you didn't even want your own self to be blessed because you didn't want to bless me. It's a blessing in helping Christians and God's children and good people. You're not mandatory to do it, but I promise you there's a blessing in it. But anyway, I love you. God bless. And may we just have a second thought before we try to humble somebody in their current situation, or just try to critique somebody's current situation, or anything like that, and just figure out and live yours. A lot of y'all not even living yours. A lot of y'all are just riding off of somebody else's fame, somebody else's name, and things like that. So before you criticize people for getting out here living who don't have all that, luxury, and people, in these high positions having their back, and people knowing not to bother them because of who they know in this department and this and that, and they doing what they gotta do. They don't have the same story as you. A lot of y'all ain't telling people the same story as you. It looks like y'all had the same scenario, but y'all got rich family, rich parents, inheritance, stuff saved, stuff put away. And then y'all trying to make it shame people for not having and doing things the way that you can do it. You got to do it 2 different ways. You got 2 different scenarios. You have to do whatever works for you. Whatever God says is going to work for you is what you have to do. And a lot of times we have to go out here with nothing and walking out on faith. I might not have $5 to catch the bus, but I might still have to walk to the bus and see if there's a extra bus transfer, or somebody might give me, the bus driver might be nice and give me a ride. A lot of things we have to do on faith versus somebody who always got it. And then always probably destroying other people from getting it. So anyway, just humble yourself and check yourself before you comment on anybody's life and life story and what they've been through. And if you don't want to listen, then expose that you're really not their friend. Expose that you really don't care. Expose that you've been behind the tactics of the things that they are complaining about, and you don't believe in them, you don't love them, and you don't want success for them. But I tell you, anybody taking from you when you're struggling don't want success for you. You go to them with this problem and this problem. They ain't solved none of it. They won't solve any of it, but they want you to help them with theirs. That ain't no brownie point. Next time they're not going to help you with yours. Some people will never help you. Some people will never love you. Some people will never respect you. Ever. No, I don't care what you do. And you're not about to lose all of yours trying to find those people who do. You'll see them because they will be doing it now. They'll be doing it currently. You won't be able. It won't be hidden. It won't be hidden when people love you and support you and want well for you. It will not be hidden. It will be visual when that's in a relationship, a family, or anything. I love you. God bless.